Right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to On Loose Lines. Unfortunately, I just know I've done one thing wrong. You're gonna have to give me 1 second, please. Unfortunately, I will be 2 secs. Yep, I'm gonna have to do this because otherwise we won't get anyone's comments. I forgot to plug one plug in. Give me 2 secs, and I will be straight back. Rightio, we are definitely back, and as you can see then the pop-up has just popped in, so we are good to go. Rightio, big show tonight. I do apologise for that, not me finest start to the show, and now I've lost my audio lead, but we're good to go. Okay, Mark Barton's going to join me off the top of the show to discuss the Harasta Trotters pop-up sale, broodmare sale, plus a couple other things that are going on with Nutrien at the minute. And then talk a bit about New Zealand, Queensland coming up as well. So we've got plenty going on. I do know anyone from Shepparton Harness Racing Club will be aware that they are chasing a mobile driver for the trial. So if you're able to help out the Shepparton Harness Racing Club, give Colleen Boynton a call. We will get Bardo on the phone. Yep, hopefully we can get him straight up. He has a bad habit of hanging up on me as soon as he comes in. Hello, mate. Mark Barton, how are you?
Yeah, very well, mate. How are you going?
Well, I'm good. I was so organised that I actually forgot to plug one thing in, so I was 2 seconds late getting started, but that's okay.
Well, mine's on its own 6:01, mate, so you're not going too bad.
No, but there's a little spot, if you go back and watch the start of it, there's a little spot where there's no Paul Campbell, and that's because I've got a bit going on. Just forgot to turn one thing on, but that's nothing unusual for me. Mate, we're here to discuss the Harasta Trotters pop-up sale, production sale that is, well, it's effectively there now. The catalogue's there to be viewed now, but it will be next week. This time next week, it will be going live on Auctions Plus from the 23rd and 24th. You'll see that on the ticker underneath. What a great opportunity for people to purchase a broodmare.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I was speaking to Pat today, and he made that comment. But Ballarat's had a particularly tough season. They've got plenty of numbers, and he said most of these mares, he said they're mares I would normally not sell, but he said it's an opportunity. They want to just get their numbers set for the spring, and it's a great opportunity. Every horse unreserved, mate. So they'll go on the system at a $400 vendor upset, and the first bid, so you bid 500, every horse on the market from 500 on, which is most of those mares are in foal, so it's a great opportunity for people that want to get themselves a really, really well-bred trotter.
Yeah, so just so people understand that upset, so this is unreserved, so effectively one bid and you buy, but there needs to be a starting point. So if anyone's saying, well, why are they starting at 400? There actually just needs to be a start-off point effectively for the bids to start. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. So if you look at, say, and Pat and I set that, and we do that with all of our online sales, our minimum bid's 500. Basically what that does, it costs, a figure to get the pedigree page done. It costs another figure to book the platform, the site, to run the sale, and just say for a little bit of promotion, advertising, etc. It's going to cost the vendor around $400 odd by the time they put that horse to the sale. So we want to at least cover those out-of-pocket expenses for the vendor as part of the process.
So effectively, you put one bid in, you could be the next bid, put a $100 bid in, and you might be taking away one of 14 very, very exciting mares that Pat's got on offer, and we will discuss those in a sec. But it's just, I want to make sure people are aware. One, it is unreserved. Pat said it yesterday in the interview with myself, and he wants us to make sure that everyone is aware these horses are for sale.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the thing is, you're right on the cusp. Like in the next 3 months, you're likely to have, well, more than likely, you're going to have most of these mares will have a foal side. So, what a great way to get yourself you short circuit a year, don't you, of effort. Not just that, you know what your breeds are, the breed, the sire, the service fees are paid for.
Yep.
The mare's been carried right through on this up until this point, and we're at the back end of winter now, aren't we? Like before you know it, we're into that spring period where carrying these mares through is not that hard. Like the hard work's been done.
No, and I've got the lots going up across the top of us as we speak right now. But there is 9 of these horses are actually in foal to Honor Streak, EL Titan or Classic Connection, and you can just see them down the bottom the bottom corner of that page down there on the pedigree pages. But of course, you can also go to the nutrient portal, and I will put that up in a second so people can actually see how that works. But yeah, we've got lot number 4 here at the minute. Now it gives the whole breeding history of that horse, and then it also says there, served by Classic Connection on the 13th of the 11th, and last time it was tested, it was positive. So that is the clear part, and go from there. So you know what you're getting. You can see again, Val Queen here. She's got a positive to Classic Connection as well. Served it towards the end of the year, and it just continues from there. Parisian Chick, a mare that's already left a couple of winners, and going from there. So it is a unique opportunity. This horse actually I've got on screen right now, buddy. You probably can't see it, but you know this mare left a horse called Norquay, infolder on a streak. You know, it's a great family. Goes back to an American family, moneymaker family. It's just a rare opportunity for people to be able to purchase a horse, and it is in foal.
Yeah, and if you look at the pedigree page and imagine yourself turning around in 2 years' time with a yearling ready to sell, or 18 months' time with a yearling to sell, you can see what those pedigree, what they're going to look like, those pages in the catalogue. If you don't want to keep them, it's I think it's a huge opportunity for people to get in on the trotters, and the trotting the trotting gate. There's plenty of we've seen some great racing in Queensland last week, and always Victoria has always been the home of it, but it's getting more and more reach across the eastern seaboard. So real opportunity for people who want to race the horse, or people that may want to pinhook these mares or take those foals through to the subsequent yearling sale.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is an exciting opportunity. Lot 10 is one horse, Lady Cardigan. This horse is sold as a broodmare only. She hasn't been served. She's never been served, but she is only as a broodmare only. And then effectively 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 are not in foal, and 10. So the first night...
And didn't join, like a lot of these horses, just they didn't get... They had a big enough number, so they didn't join every mare last season.
No, that's exactly right. So, and that's the important part. We want people to be aware. Again, unreserved, they are there. You got the opportunity if you want to buy a mare in foal, or you can actually join some of these mares straight away at the start of the breeding season, which is not that far away at all. We've got Joel Watson watching, Trent Mason, Bardo. There's a couple of nice people. We want them to get involved. Now, of course, this goes through the Auctions Plus platform. People should be aware of how this works. If you want to see the pedigree pages of these horses, I do have them in the comment section, so on the heading there if you want to be able to see that. But it does go through Auctions Plus, but effectively the best way, if people want to know, is to give yourself or Gemma Smallman a phone call, and you guys will be able to help them negotiate their way through that.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, a lot of the clients now have actually got themselves an Auctions Plus account. So if you've got that, all we have to do is just let us know you have an interest in potentially bidding, and we'll just activate the credit line on it. It's obviously the same process with all these platforms. This is external to our own website, so we do need to just let the Auction Plus guys know who's been approved for credit each time. No different to Gavel House or any of the others. They do it, but it's an internal process on their platform. But if you've got an account, it's easy. If you haven't, it'll take Gemma with the Auction Plus team. It'll take you 10 to 15 minutes to set your account up, and we can set you up with your line of credit, and away you go. It'll start 10 o'clock on Tuesday, and we'll close the platform. Will start to shut down. The timer will take control of it at 6 p.m. on the Wednesday evening.
I was glad to hear you say that. It was the one thing I didn't check yesterday with Pat's interview, and that's so it stops at 6. But the sale...
So the timer takes over at 6 o'clock. Yeah.
Yep. So don't think that when 6 o'clock comes, you've got your last bid in. Bidding sort of starts to hot up, but it doesn't always. But bidding generally starts to hot up after that. The people try to get the horse at the best bargain price they can get it, and this one could be
exactly.
This one could be very interesting, Bardo, because people will potentially, they'll have the opportunity of, maybe they've got 2 or 3 horses and watching the prices. So it could go for a little while afterwards where people are trying to still get that bargain purchase.
And that's where ours doesn't shut down lot by lot. It actually waits for the whole platform. So if your first choice may be lot 5 and your second choice is lot 1, it will allow you to go back and bid on lot 1 if you get outbid on one of those lots. So that's the reason our system does it that way. It's not because it's a better way of doing it. It's just we've found that works. And again, it gives maximum competition on all the lots. But I know, look, the last sale, it probably went for another 30 minutes after the timer started because the action heats up. Bearing in mind also, these horses are unreserved. So the bid increments are going to be small ones. They'll be probably $100 bids. So you could see multiple small bids coming through and see. We've seen horses there on that last sale, didn't we, where they started in hundreds and made 6,500, 7,000. But it can take a bit of time for the bidding war to stop.
There was one horse that was on the market. I think it was an Alabar horse, but it was on the market. First bid was put in, and I think they well and truly exceeded their expectations because it just and people were putting $100 bids in, and it just continued to climb. I think it got well over $3,500. So and this sale is itself. If you follow the portal, sorry Bodo, I've got myself only on there, but if you follow the portal, it'll bring you around to here, and basically any of these horses, you can click on them. It'll actually show up their breeding, the pedigree page, all the way through. Scroll down to the bottom. It will have who they're served by. It'll have their history. This horse was obviously unraced, and then it'll actually have the details of On a Streak there as well, so you can get to know the horse that this horse is going in foal to along there. And then there is also pictures of those horses and comments along there as well, which I presume they've been done by Pat. Would that be fair?
Yeah, they have. Just a brief outline of what the horse is that we're potentially looking to buy, which I think, again, just gives people as much information as we can, which is the key to buying at auction online, I think, is buyer confidence, that people know exactly what it is that they're having a crack at.
Yep, and so basically the comments here for the lot number one, a young, used to me, unraced mare from one of the best families in New Zealand stud book. Yabby Farms retains a number of the fillies out of this outstanding family. That horse there, I think there is actually a couple of those horses that are in this sale that the same family line. I was just going to read the one here with Lady Cardigan, presented as a broodmare prospect only, outstanding village mystique filly with a great New Zealand family. Actually, it's the same family, this horse here. An unfortunate breaking event means she is offered as a broodmare only. So just want to make sure people are aware that she is a young mare, but she is only as a broodmare only, and that is lot number 10. So, but people can definitely go to the link that's on my page, but also they can go to Yabby Farms, where they all are, Facebook, or their actual page, the horses there for sale, and then also Nutrient Equine, Facebook, social media, Twitter, and the whole lot. And then also go to the nutrienequine.com.au and follow it to the standardbred section, and you'll be able to find the sale there as well. So there's plenty of ways people can find these horses. Yeah,
definitely. And look, it should be said too, Pat usually does put his drafter horses on the in our winter woolly sale, but was overseas when that sale was going on this season. So that's why he said, look, at late notice, would we be prepared to put them through? And he said, look, we're offering up, some very nice mares. So it's that's what we said. It's a small catalogue, but it's an easy one, unreserved. People know exactly what the deal is. You've got one vendor, one price, and people know exactly where they stand. So it's great. They've been great supporters, and I think there's always opportunity for someone with these sort of sales. I think to find hopefully I'm sure there'll be a champion amongst them. It's just who's going to be the lucky one or the astute person to find them.
Yeah, you've got Classic Connection by Love You stamping his horses, and there's talk of a couple of French horses already going very, very good, so you can get the opportunity to buy those. EL Titan's doing an amazing job in America. A lot of the Americans aren't sure how come we actually got this horse. And then On a Streak is a Cantab Hall horse, that same Volstead cross. That's the reason this horse was purchased as well. So unique stallions, terrific stallions as well. So yeah, it is a massive opportunity. And get involved in the breeding. And look, I've been in New Zealand just the other day. There's been massive announcements over there with the trotting gate as well, trotting fillies races. People are embracing it. The same here in Australia. I know there's going to be a new look Redwood Carnival Day. I can't say everything that's going on there, but it's going to be exciting. We've just seen the Harasta Trotters Great Square last week, which anyone can win those races. Dave Miles with a Elder Baron Eagle stands for $3,000. So you're entitled to dream and dream big and win these big races. So that's the joy of the trotter, the square gator. So many people are getting involved in it. So it's a growing breed, Bardo.
Oh, it's exciting racing because, like you see, you're seeing a fairly diverse group of people. We saw it with the nutrient races earlier in the year. You see some really good stories where, not necessarily the highest value horse that gets to the track. It's there's some people that have been in the sport for a long time and they've had their first, listed or group win. With some of these trotters, it's great. And then you see, some where I think we had someone that was, I think Nathan Jack was a third generation trainer for, a winner. Those sort of stories I think are great. Why people want to own a racehorse.
I need Sean McNulty watching to tell me the name of that horse. His name's just left me, the name of that horse. But basically, it's a good story. And the reason Nathan got the horse to train is, the guy knew Nathan's grandfather. So, and had horses with Russell and then through with him. And it's actually by Volved. It's actually bred by Harassed Trotters, and I just can't remember the horse's name at all. But anyway,
I was going to say it's fast.
Nah, don't know. It'll come to me at some stage. But anyway, that's what the joys of it are. But while I do have you, and we just want to reiterate here so people are aware, unreserved. One bid. Yes, correct. One bid you buy. And go from there.
If you put in a bid in and you're the highest bidder, whatever that price is, these horses will be sold. So it's a genuine reduction sale. There's everyone knows that they've got it's a big program at Yabby Dam. There's access to a lot of international genetics, which I think again presents an opportunity for the market again, which is we're excited to be part of it again and work with the Yabby Dam team.
Yeah, horses like Voltane, Tradie Lady. These have all been sold through these sales. Tradie Lady was sold through the actual yearling sales. Voltane was a Winter Woolies weanling purchase. So they have history with these. They come back and win the Nutrient Classic races and the like. So they definitely have history at selling good horses. You can't go any better than Just Believe. Malcolm Little's watching. If I'd have forgot Just Believe's name, I would have been in a lot of trouble. But I mean, they definitely know how to do that. They are world leaders and present a brilliant product. So get in touch with either Mark Barton, Gemma Smallman. The numbers are scrolling across the bottom, or the team at Yabby Dam Farms, which is also Harassed Trotters. So go from there. I think it's pat@harassedtrotters.com is the .au actually. Is the email address. So if you want to get in touch with Pat directly, just email him on that address and you'll go from there.
Yeah, and he made that point. If anyone's got any queries about any of the horses, by all means give him a call. He'd be happy to help.
Yeah, go to their website. If I should have had that little banner for that one up. I'll actually do it while I'm talking to you. But just some other, nutrient news anyway. At the minute, the yearling sales will open up very, very shortly.
Yeah, end of the month. So the 29th, which is the Monday of July, and we open for 4 weeks through to the end of August. That's for all our sales, Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, and Tasmania. But then we'll have a separate time that we open up for the sales at in Bathurst, which obviously there's the Bathurst sale runs towards the end of March. So we're actually going to run Bathurst on the last weekend of the carnival this year, so after the finals run. Which I think will be a good thing too. It'll allow people that hopefully someone that's won a quid might spend a quid there too with us on that weekend. But that's the committee and the club have decided that's what they like to do this year.
So instead of it being the prelude weekend, it will actually be the weekend of the final.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so the final will run Saturday night, and we'll sell the horses Sunday.
Right. Okay.
Which I think certainly worth a try. I reckon that's it's something the club would like to try, and we said, look, whatever works for those guys, we're happy to give a try.
Yeah, absolutely. So those dates are there now. Bardo went a bit quick on me. I didn't have those ready. But Tasmania on the 26th of January, the Sunshine Stars in Brisbane on the 23rd of February, Sydney on the 9th of March, Bathurst, as Mark just said there, and go back a week to the 30th of March, and then the 13th of April, that familiar time slot in Melbourne. You can follow all of those through the Nutrient Equine website or also the Facebook, all the socials. That is actually off the Facebook page where I did get that one. Mark, I'm just going to go back one step. I know you won't mind. This is the contact details. So I just basically got these. People can see it there. It's just a website there, harassedtrotters.com.au. Go to the Contact Us section and you'll be able to catch up with Louise Toolman, Laurel Norman, Dave Sanders, but Pat's name's down the bottom, and he has absolutely no issue with anyone contacting him. His actual phone number's there, so I'm presuming you can call him, but his email address is there. So don't be scared to ring him and ask about any of these horses and what is a unique opportunity for anyone to get involved. So, yep, make sure you follow
Yep.
that.
No, absolutely, mate.
No, sorry. Second year going to Tasmania, so that part's going to be exciting. Have you had much feedback from the Tasmanians?
Oh, look, I think the Tasmanian feedback from the people that we spoke to was very positive, but it will be at the Carrick Club again, one of the oldest tracks in Australia, in fact. But it's a lovely spot, Australia Day, so it's good fun if you're a mainlander and you want to get down for a good weekend. It's a good weekend to get away, and I think you'd agree with me, Paul. The quality of the horses there. It's probably no surprise to the Tasmanians, but I know some of the guys on the mainland that watched it online said, geez, there's some really nice horses, they thought. So if you're looking, there's an opportunity there. There was a couple of really standout yearlings there this year. So looking forward to going back, and it's at a great time of year to go and visit Tassie. Like I say, try and do the Tassie tourism thing, have a couple of days in the state, because it's well worth a couple of days down there.
Well, you did that with the boys. And Christy, I know you were working, but also took the opportunity. It's a beautiful part of the world, especially that time of the year. 3 horses sold for the same price, I think, the 3 sale toppers. They would have held their own in any of the other sales as well, those 3 horses.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, they'll...
And I think if we support it, and that's we as an industry, I think we'll see that more of those Tasmanian horses. It's cost effective for them to sell them at home. Obviously, that means it makes them affordable for them to sell the horses, which makes them affordable for them to meet the market too. So I think it's a double-edged sword. If we get more support in Tassie for their product, I think it helps everyone.
Yep, absolutely. And then Melbourne in April, it's that's the consistency. That's the one thing you are getting. The 9th of March will be Miracle Mile weekend.
Correct. Yep. Look, it's an interesting one. The early sale or the early race series. I know there's the question of having horses that a little bit later, to prepare and get ready for these sales. But it's also a time, I suppose, where you look at owners looking to try and get a return on their investment early too. So I suppose it's a matter of what works at this stage. That's been, I know there's been traditionally a February sale in Vic, but we've liked that. It's meant the horses are a little bit better grown. I know it's at the end of the season, but when you got the race series on the same weekend, it's hopefully we're seeing again that money that one gets reinvested into their next yearlings.
No, absolutely, and we've got to make this clear too, Bardo. If people want to sell their yearlings early, think their horses are early yearlings, they can go to Brisbane, they can go to Sydney if that's what they would like to do.
Look, we've seen a few interstate horses support the Brisbane sales and got well supported up there. I think the Sunshine Stars element was certainly a good driver for that market. I think the early sale in Sydney was particularly strong on that higher end, and the New South Wales racing is in really good shape at the moment. It's got there's been terrific racing and good support from the industry for the sales and for the whole competition. What it's about. I think we're no secret we're going through a tougher period in Victoria, but it's what's the old saying, the darkest day is just before the dawn. So I think the likes of these early sales, we will certainly push back the trotter, which is important for people buying them. The trotting race series will go back later in the year. And we've actually got a survey out at the moment, Paul, just seeking feedback from our vendors and our buyers. So look, tell us what is it you like about what we do, what is it we can do better, and do you like the sales when they at the time they are? Do we like the races at the time they are? And ultimately, mate, we're there to try and service the market. So we'll be guided by the people that we represent.
Yeah, and that is important. Joel Watson's actually asked that, and I'm not sure if you're able to answer the question or not. But is Melbourne sale on the same weekend as the race series final?
Yes, it's not signed off, but that is certainly intention from Harness Racing Vic, which would mean that you can let Joel know we've looked for the Friday night rather than the Saturday night, just so we don't have the same fatigue of the racing stables, so that we've got them active and in the market on the Sunday. So that's where it hasn't been signed off. I've requested that if we've got that same weekend for the race series, could we get a Melton race on a Friday night so we can have our parade indoor sale on the Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. So then it's a massive weekend for everyone, but it's purely a nutrient weekend. You'll have your races Friday night, sale on Saturday that people can still go back to Melton on the Saturday night for whatever races they'd like to have on then, and then sale starts on the Sunday. So that's going to be a massive weekend. Hopefully we can get that across the line.
Well, look, I guess what I'm mindful of is buyer, or not buyer fatigue. The trainers, you've got a stable of horses, particularly the ones travelling interstate. They've got a strong commitment or obligation to their racing owners to be present for that sale, for the races, and have their racing hat on rather than their buying hat on. But representing vendors, we need them in that other mode. We want them to have the time and to dedicate to actually looking at the horses. So that's what we're suggesting. If we can do it that way, it gives that racing stable. If you're interstate, you can bed your horses down, know everything's organised Friday night. You can make your way to the Saturday lunchtime to the sale complex, and you've not got that same pressure after a big night of racing to be ready to race, ready to buy horse again the next morning.
No, absolutely. It's I like that idea. It'd be interesting in feedback. Yeah. The feedback would be very, very interesting from a few other people. Tyler Dew, hello to you, my friend, down in the bottom of New Zealand, down at Invercargill. It'll be nice and cold down there, I reckon, Bardo. I don't envy anyone down that part of the world, but yeah. Bardo, any other nutrient news before I let you go?
No, I don't think so, mate. I think that's it. We're enjoying watching the winter racing in Queensland this time of year. Like I say, we've actually just I suppose setting ourselves before next season. Probably the only other thing we're keen to try and do is an upgrade on website and just a few little tweaks in our admin systems in the background, but that's something that hopefully no one sees, or hopefully they don't notice it, but it's an efficient system again next year. There's a few areas that we know we can improve on there, so that's probably about the other news. Like I say, everything goes online at the end of July for people that want to enter up new horses. It seems only yesterday we're selling horses from last season, but it comes around quickly. So we'll like to try and be organised. Obviously, the aim is to make sure those catalogues are out just before Christmas, and that means getting ready in July, August, September, so that we can make sure we hit those targets.
But can I just wind you back a little bit with your website?
Yep.
You're aware that there are some issues with it, but the one thing I just said wrong then, it is actually the Nutrient Equines website, not Nutrient Equine Standardbred or Mark Barton. So when people say it's an easy fix, these things aren't quite as easy as what people understand. You're aware of people's frustrations and you're trying to rectify it, but it's not as simple as, oh yeah, we'll just change that.
Mate, to put it on the table, the biggest thing, because we hold privileged information on clients, you've got to have serious firewalls, which is part of our corporate commitment, and everything has to fit inside our corporate IT framework, so that people, if everyone that hacked and spent their time trying to defraud people were put their effort into something positive, we'd be a great nation. But unfortunately, we've got to make sure we get everything approved by IT. It's got to be rubber stamped. We're looking to potentially try and take the performance horse and the standardbred parts of the website out separately, so it's a little bit less confusing, but that means getting everything reassessed and okayed by our IT guys to make sure that the firewalls are in place so we protect people's information. And that's behind the scenes. It's probably better that people understand what is the challenge that we're up against. That's what it is, mate.
Yeah, and the IT people are a unique breed in themselves, so yeah, you don't want to upset them, and they don't understand timelines or things like that. They just want to get it done properly, so that part is...
Look, I don't think I'd be good at redeveloping our database. I'll probably take I respect what they do, and hopefully they respect what I do. But yeah, between us, we're working on it, mate.
Control-Alt-Delete doesn't always work, and turning it off and turning it back on. Those things don't always work, unfortunately.
No.
You'll be happy to...
banging the keyboard hasn't worked for me, and as you know, sometimes what technology is like. You're trying to go live every week, and it's something. It's almost like there's a gremlin in there trying to trip us up. And the more grey hair I get, it seems the technology tries to get quicker and quicker too, mate.
Well, it's curious. In a minute, my feed has been dropping out at 6:30 consistently for the last month. It's about to tick over that, and I'm just interested to see. It'll come back up. If it does drop out, it'll come back up. It ain't me, and it's not my Wi-Fi or nothing. It just seems to be, I don't know what it is. It did it again the other night. It may not do it tonight because I've said that, but anyway, no one can tell me an answer why, but for some reason it's doing it. So it's very frustrating.
Conspiracy theory, I'd say.
Absolutely. Now, Bardo, if anyone has any queries at all, contact yourself and Gemma about anything, any time. They don't have to wait to Yearling Sales.
Look, we want to service the business, mate. That's our job. Look, someone rang me last Saturday and said, I apologise for the weekend, but I understand that, for some people this is they're busy, and that's what we want to be available for the market. So anytime, I've been an agent for 37 or 8 years, so my phone rings 7 days a week from 6:30 till about 10 o'clock at night. So I'm well used to it and happy. It's when it doesn't ring, Paul's, when I get concerned.
Yeah, and Gemma's having a couple of days off, so just give her a clear berth. But if you're desperate, definitely ring her. If you can't get hold of Bardo, definitely call Gemma.
Yeah, no, you'll get one of us. And look, setting up, if you haven't set up for the Yabby Dam Saga, just give me a yell. Even if it's Monday, I'll make sure she'll have it set up first thing Monday morning.
No, good as gold. But before I let you go, it's State of Origin football night, so you'll have to have your tea before 7 o'clock. Does it kick off at 7? Got no idea.
8 o'clock, mate. There's all the pre-sale, game stuff goes on at 7:30, but they're an 8 o'clock kickoff, mate. So I know most Victorians don't tend to appreciate the good New South Welsh in the State of Origin. It seems
we wear maroon. Like it's amazing. I like Anyway, that's okay. I don't know why, but I always have. But I actually wearing a beanie. I did say I've got the Mark Barton beanies too, and I should be giving
Mark
Barton. Mark Barton. No, the Nutrionique one. The Nutrionique one. The Mark Barton beanie in front. But yeah, no, this is the Mark Hughes Foundation. This is beanies for brain cancer. It's actually for a great cause, these beanies, and you'll see a few of them around, but it's amazing the job that he's actually able to do to raise awareness, I suppose, for brain cancer. He's a survivor of brain cancer, but he had multiple attacks, I think, did he not?
Yeah, look, and mate, he was an exceptional premiership winning footballer too, a Newcastle Knight premiership winner. But yeah, and that's why the NRL got behind it so strongly. But it's a great thing. I know we had a sale we did up at Charters Towers here not too many weeks ago, Paul, where there was a family that was afflicted by brain cancer in that community, and I know that the Mark Hughes Foundation put a lot of stuff together for them too. So it's far-reaching. They do a wonderful job.
No, I just needed someone else to. I know a lot of the Kiwis were asking me because I wore it most of the time over there. I will say the number one thing about it is, it's comfortable. For a guy that's follically tested, it is exceptionally comfortable hat to wear. So I will recommend that. But a lot of people were asking me about it, and I thought, well, I've got a New South Welshman who will definitely know who he is. Do you win tonight, Bardo?
Mate, I reckon we do. Honestly, I think
got no hope.
The only thing is it's a cauldron when I go back to Queensland. I just think this year, I think it's 9 out of the last 10 series Queensland have won. So I think we've got a new coach, and he's made some big calls on some changes, and I think he's put a bit more belief in the jersey this year, it seems. So we'll wait and see, mate. I've been wrong before, about 90% chance of failure when you're a New South Wales supporter the last couple of years. So it's a good promotion for those people that like rugby league. It gets it out in the global stage, I think. So it's a bit of fun.
No, definitely. He's the greatest sledger I reckon I've come across who doesn't get on the pitch. Because, geez, he can fire out some things through the press and has a lot of fun with it. So, yeah. Anyway, right, mate, I will let you go. Please, everyone, be aware the Harasta Trotters. I'll take Mark Barton's one off there. The Harasta Trotters. Actually, I have got this one here. Production sale, pop-up sale, the 23rd and 24th of July via Auctions Plus online. Of course, Harasta Trotters, Yabby Dam Farms, Nutrionique one. Mark Barton and Gemma Smallman, get in touch with those guys. I'll be live next week when the sale closes, so we'll obviously keep people up to date with that. But Bardo, thank you very much for joining me, mate. Enjoy your rugby tonight, and I'll probably touch base with you next week on next week's show. Might even do the same thing, start it a little bit earlier, just so that we know where everyone's at. And if there is any issues, we can get those parts out. But yeah, make sure you get involved. Thanks very much, mate.
No, all good, mate. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Mark Barton there. Well, something different just happened then on the phones. Joining me with the Harasta Trotters online sale coming up. And don't forget Kiwis as well. If you want to get involved, you can get the horses back through NZB Air Freight. fly them back there with so many new opportunities on offer. Might touch on those actually, the Harness Racing New Zealand updates if you weren't aware of these, especially for the trotters. If you go to the top right hand corner, $1 million plus increase in stake money. So that's an increase. It doesn't mean $1 million in stake money, it's an increase. 13 fillies and mares lower grade races for the trotters. Increased stake money for the Derby, Oaks, Sire Stakes Final and the Dominion Handicap. The Anzac Cup is restored to Group 1 status. There will also be a 3-year-old trotting slot race, which will be on that same carnival as well, plus 1 new Group 1 and 2 Group 3 races to come. On top of all of everything else, a $1 million New Zealand Trotting Cup show day will be racing for $2.2 million. In that is included a $400,000 Dominion Handicap. Of course, these mares and foals you buy, they can't get involved in those, but they will be able to. Auckland, 45 Friday night meetings. Cambridge will have 34 Tuesday meetings, so it's going to be a lot more consistent going through there. The Sire Stakes board, the New Zealand Sire Stakes have committed $600,000 for 3 years as well, so it is all about a lot of fun. Friday night lights, they race every 15 minutes on the Friday night. Big sing out to Sky Channel with the guys on Sky Active. Every 15 minutes. If you go to Sky Active, and I'm pretty sure it's a harness part of that, you can go from there. Bardo's just text me a message. Derek the Jet, he's right too, is the horse of Nathan Jacks that we were trying to rack our brain with. He's just hung up the phone and it's come to him, nothing worse than that. So that there is that. Of course, the Redwood Carnival, as I said, there's a few sneaky little things coming out with that as well, so make sure you're aware of those. Shepparton, again, I said there before about a mobile trotting race. They're after horses for that. It's not going to be a very big show tonight. I don't have a lot else to offer. We'll say a big shout out now. There's a few of these things happened today at Charlton. Ross Conway, second winner in 3 starts, and I believe Ross will be back driving very shortly. If he hasn't done his time, he's very, very close. So it'd be great to have Ross. I wonder if it tells you how old they are. Yes, 70 years young he is. As a trainer, he's had 163 wins. He's had 2 this season, and he hadn't trained for 4 years prior to that, but back with Voigt, Aberdeen, and Hyperstat, I think is the other horse that he had early on. Someone will correct me on that. Jason Ainsworth has had a great day. He won Boutica in race number 2, and I'll quickly scroll through. I should have these up for you. Actually, race 7, the Regulator as the trainer and driver, so well done to him. Shawnee McNulty, my good mate, terrorised, got the chockies today. James Herbertson drove that. I think he drove about a treble, James did, for the day. David Van Ryn, Tubi Gold, he got another winner as well, so he hasn't had winners for a little while. Ash Herbertson with Steel Ruler and James in the sulky there. No, he's had 4 winners, James has. David Abrahams, that's your opinion. Got the chockies, had a smile. I'm getting old when I remember that. Brett Cole, give Brett and Liam Alder a shout out. So yeah, so good day of racing today at Charlton. They are racing at Melbourne. There we go. We're back. And as I said, it drops out for some reason at 6:30. If there's anyone out there that's smarter than the rest of us who know the answer to this, good luck. Aaron Dunn, of course, in Queensland. He's trained a double with Sweet Nicky Lou by Sweet Lou, who is actually on the Big Bird. They're not actually, they've gone to quarantine, but we could say they're on the Big Bird. So Jackie Barker and Aaron Dunn have won the first 2 races at Melton tonight. Karen Manning with Missy's Interest by Volstead out of right Interest has taken out race number 3. That's a 3-year-old trot. Owen Martin, Neil McCallum, Long Tan Viper has taken out race number 4. So plenty to do. The last couple of races, there is a nice little horse going around with my New Zealand friends. We'll go bang here and bang there. But this horse here, Carla Pixie, is a nice little horse. It's by Carlton, but a lovely little horse. Nice little race there to watch. And we'll be tuning into this race. I see Clayton Tompkins said it could miss the start. Susan is her name, which she can do, and will still be winning tonight. So I think they've got some pretty big hopes for that filly. Interesting with the New Zealand races and everything that's going on over there. Maybe that's what they're thinking about. I don't know. So there's a couple of nice horses in that race. There's also a 2-year-old on race 7 at 8 o'clock with some nice horses in there. Mark Thompson's doing a great job with the Guaranteed Crop there, but of course that race is marred by scratchings as well. Joe Pace, Trevor Patching and Michelle Phillips opting not to go there. So, yep, and then of course the big races at Albion Park, everyone's attention. Well, actually, interestingly, I was going to get Darren Clayton on for the show tonight. Why did that not click over? Where'd that go? Not sure what I did there. It has come up here as well, but they do have the Group 3 Queensland Oaks. You can see just there. I'll leave everything else going on there. And it's got 7 horses, which is great. Mega Spur. We can go through them all there. 100 plus Voltane, Snow Vandover, Lucky Mum, who was awesome last week, running 3rd in the Group 1. Crackerjack Tooth was in Queensland. I don't think it went around last week. Mega Spur and Gate with Grace. But then unfortunately for the Derby, they've only got the 4 runners, but they are running with it, with Maywin's Jubilee, Pizza Prince, at a Pizza Queen, another Harasta Trotters horse that has been sold, and Goat we'll go with. Well, I don't think you go G-O-A-T, but you might, I don't know. But it's known as Goat. So unfortunately, the Trotters Derby only attracted the 4 runners, so perhaps if they had ran it on the other night, they might have been able to get a bigger field. But then, of course, we have what is a huge night of racing. This is a Garrard Sunshine Sprint Consolation. Some really nice horses missed out on the Sunshine Sprint, that's for sure. Fashion's on the field. This is the 3-year-old race, which a few up-and-comers. We have the Hayden, so the automatic entry. The winner is the automatic Queensland representative in the Eureka, going when it races in August. So for 3 and 4-year-olds, some nice horses there. Alice Street is a really up-and-coming horse. It'll be interesting to see how many of these are. They're obviously all Australian bred, because that's the only way you can get into the Eureka going forward. The Golden Girl, Ludacris, Kate Hargraves, Lisa Miles drew the pole. Ladies in Red drew 2. Hopefully for the girls, they've got a good chance then of maybe running second and even potentially causing an upset with that great little barrier draw. Manhattan drawn 5. Chloe Butler, Bobby Butt not going, but great to see Chloe Butler driving, which is awesome for their Arties Express out wide for Cam Hart and Jason Grimson going forward. Jason's got 3 in the race with I Love the Bubbles and Tay. Also, he didn't draw particularly well. I suppose one's drawn inside the second line. The Paleface Adios, the Wayne Wilson, Better Vet Paleface Adios. This is for the 2-year-olds. This will be a prelude for a few of these horses for the Proto Star. I'm pretty sure a few of these are anyway. Fader Weights, 40 Love. Sweet on Lexi, Better Sweet. She won a trial the other day, beating Fader Weights. Hesitate, Damien Burns is up there as well. So good luck to all of those guys. Then we have the Sunshine Sprint. Leap to Fame has drawn 4. Don Liu has got an invite to the Don, that was interesting. Got an invite to the Eureka. The photo I saw actually had him in Luke McCarthy's colours. But anyway, Simply Sam, District Attorney, Jack Kelligan, Leap to Fame, Hector, Black's a Dance, Can't Find a Better Man, Turn It Up, Nero, Tapo, and Hello Jeffrey's my name. And then this race, a great race. The Pride's Easy Feed Trotters Sprint over 1660, so it'll be interesting. Adele can be a bit iffy from the mobile. Hopefully for Jack and the crew that she behaves herself. Majestic Harry was awesome last week. Mufasa Metro, we know how he can get off the gate. Defensive Guy, Constantinople, Gus has been outstanding. I think Dave Miles said to me the other day he trotted his last mile in 53.7 or something along those lines. Zealous Spur, top of the moment. London to a Brick was outstanding last week as well. Majestic Lavroffs and Funny Face. So huge night of racing at Albion Park next week. And that, of course, is the main place for where everyone wants to race. But please be aware that Shannon O'Sullivan is watching. Hello to you, Shan. Michael Day Jr. as well. So my feed's playing up a little bit. I haven't been able to get updates. I'm not sure why. It didn't give me the people coming through as people were watching. It's generally it'll pop up as the people, but yeah, we've got a few people in there that have liked the show. So Shan, of course, is over in Canada enjoying herself. So yeah, well done to her as well. So yeah, please, actually I'll put this one back up here. make sure you get in touch with the team at Harasta Trotters. Their numbers are there, but just go to harastatrotters.com.au and you'll be able to find those. But get in touch with Louise Toolman, Laurel, or Pat. Pat would be the best one to talk to because he'll be able to tell you about the mares and go from there. Not that the other girls will, but yeah, it's always good to hear it from the horse's mouth. So get in touch with Pat there. Of course, that is going up this week, next weekend, next Tuesday, Wednesday, the 23rd and 24th of July, unreserved sale. So get involved. Kiwi people, I just said there before about all the updates coming to New Zealand. You need more horses. Here's a great opportunity to buy some international bloodlines. Buy some bloodlines with the Kiwis. Wilma's mates. Who do we have? Lyle Creek. That was the other one. Wilma's mate, Lyle Creek. And then you've got the Adela's Dash family. Unbella Lure, of course, the filly that won the Derby. Mari Moon family as well with Pretty Peggy Sue. So, or international with the Americans as well. So huge opportunity there to get involved. Thank you very much. Short show tonight. I'll be honest, I'm a bit flat. Been doing plenty lately and yep, got to do a few other things at home, but we will get some more guests on. Definitely the show. I keep saying the show will change. The show definitely will. I actually had thought about going out to Bendigo tonight, but of course that didn't happen when the lights wouldn't work. So, but we will be catching up with some people. We'll try and get some more guests on and change it up. Nick Hooper actually kicked me to touch for about 4 weeks, I think. So, and I am going to England the second week in August. So, I think once we get back from there, we might try and revamp the setup, the set up a little bit, change it up. But I don't care. Just want to have fun. So many conspiracy theories in this game. So many ifs, buts, maybes. Where are we heading? All the rest. Listen, it's a great sport. Let's just have some fun. Stop bitching on social media. Stop bitching on Facebook. Stop airing your dirty laundry on social media. Just embrace the game. And if you're not happy about the game, get out. Get out, let people in the game that want to be in the game and go from there. Yep, we're massive stake cuts here in Victoria, but I've just come back from New Zealand where everything is so positive. New South Wales, things are positive. Queensland, things are positive. It will turn. And once it turns, you want to be in the game. You want to be able to have some fun. Thank you. Chat to you all next week. Thank you very much to Mark Barton and the team at Harasta Trotters, Yabby Dam Farms as well. Their phone numbers are there. You can see Barto's numbers there, 0419 488 256, or Gemma Smallman, 0447 356 549. Get in touch with those guys in relation to getting your credit and everything set up for this sale. But yeah, thank you very much. And I will catch you all with On Loose Lines next week. I'll bring a couple of guests to the table. Who knows who they'll be, but we'll bring a couple of guests. Thank you.